around, guys. And it's not zombie infestation.
It's not. I know you're really upset. Yo, burning them.
Back at it.
Burning them for Brett.
That's not the correct.
Keenan's at the top.
I'm bad at this, guys. I'm sorry. Again, Stranger Things, Season 2.
I got it. It's good. It's good. Ends real well.
Does it? It's already
FYI.
good. So Holly was watching Season 1, and she's been watching Season 2 with me, and she said Season 1 was a lot creepier. As we are right now. I don't know how the end of it goes, but that was one of the things that she said, like, go to bed, okay, you know, maybe we're going to sleep with the bathroom light on.
Sure.
Like, that sort of creepy level. I'm not trying to give any spoilers for people that haven't watched Stranger Things, but you guys need to because it's great. Definitely one of my top shows in recent years.
Well, I mean, the thing is while they're getting all set up, let's just have a conversation. Let's just talk about it.
Okay.
I think the thing that I like about Stranger Things.
Oh, sorry. Affinity is also a good choice.
Yeah,
for
good
team
call.
To find.
Good call, Steven. Good call. Is like you can be as creepy as possible, but eventually you need to have something more. And I think it's something that the Duffer Brothers with Stranger Things do really well. Is add a human element to the creepiness.
Yes, yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
a good way to describe it.
Like there's some really solid characters that get introduced in Season 2 where I'm just like, you needed this. You needed this in the TV show to just make it even more than what it was before.
Gotta say, I'm a big fan of Bob.
Ah, yes. Bob.
Big fan.
Bob.
You know what other show? So there was 2 other shows that I was big fan of that I'm waiting for their seasons to return. Westworld.
I still haven't seen the first season.
That's another really good one. And Legion.
Oh yeah, the show about Xavier's son.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both those were some pretty top-notch television, if you will. Have you watched Legion yet?
No, I don't have cable.
Yeah, we stole it from Holly's brother.
Smart.
Like, because her iPad's hooked up with the
robbing
app
people
for
is
it,
okay.
So, right? Robbing people you know, right? Isn't that the thing? No?
Hey, can I see your pithing needle? It's signed.
No, you cannot.
I'm just gonna rob you. It's okay.
Not even gonna rob me for you. You're gonna rob me so you can give it to like Eminem or something. Hey Eminem, I heard you want this needle.
I'm gonna sell it.
Yeah, sell it to Eminem. He'd buy it in a heartbeat. Ugh. All right, so how do you like this matchup, knowing that John is only on 2-color Death Shadow?
So there are cards that at least if you were playing Grixis that you would get access to. We haven't really talked about it because this is, we haven't seen TJ on camera, which is our kind of Grixis Death Shadow player, but he plays a card. I don't know if you guys know about it. It costs 1 blue, so you know it's obviously good. But it's called Stubborn Denial. And it's basically counter target everything as long as you have a big dumb dude out there with a ferocious trigger.
Yes.
They can pay 1 if they don't have ferocious. But if you have ferocious, then you counter it no matter what. It's basically uncounterable.
Yeah. It's basically a counter spell for 1.
Yeah, and it's really solid in this deck because John's going to go to probably 17. Because it just basically, it's a good shutout card. You get to play creatures for essentially free.
Yeah.
Tassiger, Gurmag Angler, Death Shadow. You're already doing things like John's doing where you're getting to a really low life total. You're putting cards in your graveyard so that you can cast the Tassiger, you can cast the Gurmag Angler, and get to be able to deny. So I think, he's... For Keenan, he gets kind of a pass because green black doesn't have the blue in it, so
Right.
Snapcaster we can't snap any spells back. You're missing the counter spells. Thought Scour is a really good card to get the big dumb dudes out there as well. So he's not going to be able to do that. Looks like Inquisition's going to take Boros Charm, one of them. Doopy asking a very good question. How do we feel about Harsh Mentor, which is the new bro from
Amonkhet.
over Eidolon?
So, Harsh Mentor is sweet because there's a lot of activated abilities, right? Artifact, creatures, or land. So, like, the fetching, activated ability, right? Mana abilities, like if you're facing against, like, an elf player or something like that, that's an activated ability, right? So there's a lot of activated abilities. You have to scroll up on that. But, the thing is, I think there's a lot of those, like, game ones where I'd rather have Eidolon over Mentor. And Mentor seems like if you have the sideboard slots, it's fine sideboard. Because it seems very niche and, like, that specific matchup, it's where I want to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think Eidolon is just still a solid card no matter what. Where Harsh Mentor is, I agree, a better sideboard card. Because then you kind of, like, pick and choose, like, alright, cool. No matter, like, with Eidolon, you're getting any spell that costs 2 or less.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas...
Well, Eidolon's 3 or less.
Mentor, it's a little bit more of a narrow, like, hey, it has to be an activated ability.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice if you can play it on turn 2 and you're on the play, and then you know you're at least going to get 2 extra damage when your opponent's fetching. But then if they're not... Like, it doesn't affect Planeswalkers, so if you're playing against, like, a Planeswalker-based deck, you're not going to want to have Harsh Mentor.
I think your numbers always sway in favor of the Great Rebel.
Yes. Yeah. And Helix is going to come around, dropping John to 12, Keenan back up to 21.
Yeah, and John's okay with that, because I'm sure he has at least a pair of Death Shadows in hand.
Yeah, it's, at this point, right? Like,
here's one.
Yep. Where's his buddy?
And Keenan's gonna... And the thing about this matchup in particular is Keenan has to expend one of his burn spells that are meant for John's face if he's feeling threatened to take care of that Death Shadow. So right now, he's fine. Like, you know, he's at 21. That Death Shadow is only a 1/1.
So here's this dangerous spot, right? If Keenan goes, I'm going to try it. I'm going to Lightning Bolt your Death Shadow. And John says, I will fetch Shock, you know, to make him just a little bigger. I'll lose 3, so he'll basically stay alive, kind of thing. And then he goes for, like, another bolt or something. You know, we could see him do that, or in this sense, cycle a Street Wraith, drop to 10.
And that's probably what he was going to do if that Lightning Bolt was coming at him. Bobble, he's going to look at the top card.
Yeah, see if he cares about fetching that away or not.
Death Shadow is now a 3/3.
Keenan is sitting with a lot of 2-cost stuff in his hand as well, so there is that factor going into it. Is like he wants to do stuff, but now he's got to kind of play this weight game where he can't just dump his hand and be like, I'm gonna burn you out like I would normally do, because that just makes the Death Shadow stronger, and it kind of puts a faster clock on him, and he could just die in 1 turn. So he's got to be kind of this hurry up and wait now. Lots of thinking here. I mean, this is dangerous, right? He knows that he can at least take 3 damage from a burn spell, potentially even 4. So it's like, if there's another Boros Charm in Keenan's hand, and he goes, end step, I will Boros Charm you, untap, Lava Spike, Lightning Bolt you,
right.
He just dies. But, he'll go to 9, and then he's going to traverse and go get another Death Shadow here. So now here's the clock, right? It says, okay, I'm at 9.
3 burn spells, essentially.
Yeah, I can come at you. Here's, wow, 3 Death Shadows.
Oh, dear.
So, 4 damage. Well, here's a Helix.
Okay, so that's good. That's good for Keenan.
Let's see. Bam, bam, he says. All right.
You got it. He had to have it.
Yeah.
Because that Death Shadow was those Death Shadows were gonna be big.
Yeah, those Death Shadow are basically saying, I'm going to kill you
dudes.
unless you can kill me. But, that is a pretty good spot for Keenan to be in going into game 2 there, going into sideboard phase. Deflecting Palm, really good sideboard card now. We talked about how it was kind of useless in earlier matchup he played, but works out really well when your opponent's like, okay, I'm going to go, down to like 9 life or something like that, and I'm going to start swinging at you. And then you're just like, all right, well, I'll Deflecting Palm your 4, and then untap and, shoot you with some bolts and stuff like that and kill you off kind of thing. It's like a great finisher or deal enough so I can finish you next turn on my unsap step kind of thing. So looks like about 4 cards Keenan's going to be bringing in. John looking potentially about the same.
I wonder if Keenan knows that he's not on like a normal Death Shadow list.
Right. Well,
nothing has kind of like jumped out at me in all of John's games except for that elf to be like, well, wait a second.
Yeah. What is so? By seeing the Traverse, that's kind of showing it's not Grixis.
Right.
Right. He hasn't really seen any blue. Hasn't really seen any bolts or anything coming his way. Any Kolaghan's commands. Anything like that. And the way he's fetching is kind of like making you question. Whereas some of our 4-color players are a little bit quicker to get all 4 colors. Right. Or even the Grixis are like, all right, I need to assemble all 3 colors as quickly as possible to have as much chance to do everything I want to do. So this kind of very, all right, I'm just going to get my overgrowns and be set up and just sit and wait kind of thing.
Looks like John took out a couple Thoughtseizes.
Yeah, so even that game, like all the other matches, he was like, fetch, shock, do all this stuff. Where even that game, he was like, fetch into my swamp.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, basically trying to pad his life as much as he can. Because he knows it's going to be a close one. Collective Brutality would be a nice one. If he's got that available to him. Being able to strip away a card from Keenan's hand, being able to gain some life off it, just little things like that.
Keenan patiently waiting.
Mm-hmm.
This is the moment where we should have like advertisements.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
this match is brought to you by...
This match is brought to you by Trip over at Comic Kung Fu, where you can buy all of your Magic singles. Actually, are standard singles still...
I don't know.
Are we still on sale for standard singles right now?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I feel like potentially, because we're trying to increase the amount of standard players that are playing, but...
True, but you have to come into the shop, just
yes.
FYI. You can't buy them online. We don't have an online presence.
Nope.
So... And the lovely individuals over at Cork Street Tavern,
mm-hmm.
where you can play your Pokemon Go and have a decent meal.
Great meal.
Yep.
Well, I have great ribs.
Bobble, windswept heath for John.
Have you had the ribs yet?
No, I'm not a rib guy.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you ever decide to get into the whole rib game...
Mm-hmm. Goblin Guy, Bobble is going to get sacrificed. He's going to take a look and see if he wants to fetch first.
Yeah, like, before the trigger...
Trigger on the stack, I'm going to fetch.
Because, it's a good way to try to get a freebie. And plus, if he's like, hey, I don't really care about drawing that card. So, and yeah, he'll go to 19. Or actually, no. He won't go to 19. He'll go to 17 and push that guy. And Inquisition's revealed. But gets a threat off the board, and he's got a follow-up of an Inquisition that he can be able to do and see what Keenan's working with.
True. Already three card types in the graveyard.
Yeah. 4,
Traverse.
Actually.
Oh, yeah.
Artifact, land, instant, creature. And sorcery speed.
It only counts in your graveyard, though.
Oh, for
Delirium.
Okay, yeah. I was counting Goyf.
So he's only getting a basic here.
Yes. But now he does have Delirium.
True.
And he'll follow it up with an Inquisition. Ooh, the super secret sideboard and Snaring Bridge.
What?
It's so smart in this matchup.
It really is.
You can just sit there and go, okay, now I don't have to worry about you killing me with attacking me, and I can just sit here and burn you down.
True.
Swift Spear, Helix, Double Boros Charm are the spells that he can play next turn. You can basically, it's like, it makes the most sense to get rid of the thing that would stop you from winning. Right? You could sit there and go, oh man, but what about getting that one burn spell?
True.
But really, if you know that you don't have any artifact removal that you boarded in, it's not going to go as well.
And Hairball's got a really good point. As a Grixis Shadow player, you have Kolaghan's Command.
Yes.
So that's a way to get around the Ensnaring Bridge.
That's true.
If it gets in your way. If the bridge goes up.
Oh, double Swift Spear.
Alright, here we come. 2 damage.
I think he went 17 to do that, too. Drops him to 15. Push that one.
Push 1 Swift Spear.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah. If only we had somebody sitting at the table to tell us.
All right. Or if only Islands could tell us what that rando card was.
True.
Helix. Trigger.
Life goes on. Yo, bad boy Keenan. How you feeling, bro? Feeling froggy?
And then he'll do 2, puts him to 10. Alright. Bolt you.
Trigger.
Puts you to...
Reveals the Thoughtseize.
7. Coming at him for 4. We'll put him to 3.
Life goes on as the card.
Gain 8 life?
So
he's at 11 then.
John's still in it.
Right. 2 2-2s.
2 2-2s.
With double Death Shadow. Keenan will have to pass. Another bobble. Ooh, let's make it bigger, he says. Keenan now debating, does he Helix here?
Boros Charm.
Charm still left.
2 charms.
No, so he hits him with 1 charm. The other one will get stripped away from
Oh,
Thoughtseize.
gotcha.
But that puts him to 5.
Well, Thoughtseize. If Thoughtseize.
I got
Oh, okay.
Thoughtseize, yeah.
All right.
But now John can't really attack here, right? So he's going to push for some damage, basically saying, hey, you could block with one of these, but he did take from the Shockland, but he also gained 3 life from the Helix. So he was at 17 from Shockland and a fetch, but then gained 3 off of the Helix that he cast.
Trigger reveals that Sweet Elf.
So he's going to take, what is that? 8 from that to 12. Yeah. Oh man. Xaxes, the 5 damage that he needed. That was pretty nice.
That was.
Like,
Hashtag burning him for Brett.
hashtag burning him for Brett.
Proud of my boy.
Final round. Keenan back on camera takes the victory in week number 2.
Heck yeah.
It's alright, you missed it. We missed a lot of stuff too.
We do.
To be completely honest,
We miss a lot of stuff.
We do our best to try to keep track of the life totals because we feel like having the iPad there definitely gets in the way sometimes.
It's true.
So we want to maximize
burning
the
them for
space
bread.
players. Didn't even know we had a card shop in Winchester, so then I stumbled upon this stream.
Yo, Frothy, where you at, man?
All right, come out tomorrow, play some games, get you on camera.
Yeah, you play Modern?
You should. If not,
Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Comic Kung Fu. Can you hit him with the shop link again?
Yeah, for those that might not be aware.
No. There you go. There's the Facebook. You get to the address. It's on North Loudon Street.
Great
in
shop.
Winchester. 22601 is the zip code. And this is all brought to you by
Comic Kung Fu.
Comic Kung Fu. I'm in Yo, let's go. Let's go. Please come out.
Come out. Come say hi at least.
Yeah.
If you don't have Modern,
It's
you
true.
can come bring a standard deck, bring whatever deck you might have, and people will play in between rounds on Tuesday night.
It's true. I don't have this here normally, so if you find me,
Yeah.
it's costume night. It's costume night.
Tomorrow is
It's
costume
true.
night.
I'm not gonna be wearing a costume, but other people may be.
Yeah, maybe.
Yo, Winged Yeti. Thank you so much for the follow,
Thanks
dude.
for the follow. Glad you liked the stream tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those that might not have been familiar,
Standard.
that
they
is
are
true.
modern legal.
Standard decks are modern legal.
You're right.
But if you're not familiar with Modern Magic Mondays, because maybe you missed us for our 5 seasons that we've done, maybe you're just getting back into Magic, or maybe you're like, hey, I'm just starting to learn Modern, or haven't really watched too much streams on Monday, whatever it might be, welcome to the stream.
Absolutely.
Glad that you guys have liked the content enough to follow. If you guys haven't yet, maybe consider doing that in the future. We do 10 weeks of coverage before we cut to a top 8 invitational for our players that are coming out and playing. We do keep track of the points, and we have a whole spreadsheet that we're using for it, and people at the shop will be able to see that in person. We are not showing up the points until near the end of the season, because
Probably like week 8.
yeah, but right about that end point, because for us viewers and you guys sitting at home might not need to know all that stuff, right?
True.
Like the data and all that stuff isn't as relevant for just you viewers at home as much as being able to see the games and hear the discussion and stuff that we bring for that stuff.
But as we get closer to that 10th week, it's a story, right? We want to see who's in the top 8. We want to see who's going to potentially make it, who's got it riding on the line. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously we all know Keenan's going to be in numero uno spot going into the top 10. And then he'll obviously take the championship for season number 6. But there are 7 other people that could, get in there. But we know Keenan's going to win it.
Hashtag burn them for Brett.
Burning them for Brett.
Burning them for Brett this season.
That's how it works.
But yeah, so of course, this stream is brought to you by Comic Kung Fu.
You like that, don't you?
I do.
It's brought to you by.
Brought to you by. And then, of course, Eminem. Real Eminem, over at Cork Street Tavern.
I mean, eventually he's going to come back and table judge.
Eventually. He's, living his life right now.
Yeah.
So doing that whole thing. We've also got a couple other guys that have helped out with the Patreon stuff. I did want to highlight them real quick because they are also helping to support it.
Absolutely.
Matthew Manson, of course, at our $5 tier, just not able to do the higher tier to get a personal sponsorship on the stream, but at least helping to support it in what he can, and we do appreciate
Absolutely.
that. Chris Carosa, who is at the $10 tier, the battle tier, we owe him some games. He actually has a box waiting for us to open for Modern Magic Mondays. Did you know that?
That's conspiracy, right?
I think he has a couple boxes.
Oh.
So he's got some stuff waiting for us to open and do some content for him.
What a guy.
Essentially. So we're going to do some stuff like that. But that's, another thing, if you guys consider, if you have money to spare, we're not asking for money. It's just another way to support us. We've got the subscription for the channel now that we're affiliated. We're working on getting an emoji and all that sort of image, I guess, for the stream. Whatever. What's the Twitch lingo for
Nan's
this
not
stuff?
a Twitch
I'm not
individual,
a Twitch guy.
I guess.
What's the thing called?
God, you sound like a 50-year-old.
I am. Don't you know?
How do I get that emoji for my Twitch channel?
Back in my day,
You disgust
we're
me.
trying to get the thingamajig.
The emote.
There you go, the emote.
You disgust me.
See what Brett has to put up with all the time, guys. But yeah, that's it. 5 rounds tonight. I hope you guys have been liking the coverage. Of course,
Hopefully 5 rounds next week as
hopefully 5 rounds next week.
But we need you guys to come out.
That'll help to.
So if you're in
consistently
the
have
area,
5 rounds.
or if you're outside of the area, an hour. I think 2 hours is probably the max that I can. I'll give you 2 hours.
I'll
if
give
you're
you that.
if you're at the edge of PA into West Virginia, you have no excuse.
Right.
But if you're PA into New Jersey, you may have an excuse.
You may have an excuse.
Maybe
I come out at least 1 week.
I can't
right?
put
We'll
up
give you
everyone.
one.
Yeah. But but I think that you guys definitely should come out if you're liking the content. If you want to get on camera on a stream that is on Twitch to get yourself Twitch famous with 2 individuals like us.
Mm-hmm.
Then I highly recommend come out to Comic Kung Fu on a Tuesday, and maybe not just on a Tuesday. If you're in the area and you have other formats you like to play, we are doing more things at Comic Kung Fu than just Modern.
Yes.
Legacy is kind of a fire whenever it's possible.
Yeah.
So if you follow I guess if Facebook is if you like the shop over at Facebook, you'll get those updates, and normally that's when you'll see what sort of events are going on. Pre-releases are really big here in Winchester, so if you're looking for a shop to play in a pre-release, I highly recommend coming out to Comic Kung Fu. I think Commander's on Thursday nights. Standard is currently on Fridays.
Yep, the FNM stuff.
And yeah, I definitely need practice since I'm the Standard guy. FYI.
Just so y'all know.
Just so you know, I need all the practice I can get. So bring your Ramunop Reds. Your approach of the Second Sons,
Teamer Energies,
your Teamer, bring it all. But yeah, so just definitely check out the channel. Check out a couple of the channel. I'm sorry, the Facebook page for Comic Kung Fu to definitely get an idea of what sort of things Tripp's got going on over there. Otherwise, I think that's going to be it for us tonight.
Yeah, just the one last thing. If you guys missed any of the content earlier in the rounds or anything, or maybe previous weeks, check out the YouTube channel because all of the VODs do get chopped up and uploaded there for you guys to be able to watch.
Yep.
But yeah, that's going to do it for us here tonight in Modern Magic Mondays.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. See you guys next week.